A couple of years ago, I had a woman working with me in the consulting room who was in a typical pattern with her husband where they talked at each other more than actually communicated in a dialogue that could lead to something new. After several months, she decided, and it was actually over Christmas, that's why I remember it so well, because I didn't see her for 2 or 3 weeks. And when I saw her once again, she was so excited. She said, "It worked." What worked? Well, when my husband was all excited or angry or furious, actually, trying to make his point, I surprised him by, instead of getting defensive, making my own point, talking at each other, suddenly I made the effort to say, what is he really saying? And I put in my own words what I understood was his point. It didn't take long before the effect of this. He started to realize, finally, you listened to me. And he made his points, and I had to bite my tongue, but in the end was able to let him know and feel that, in fact, I did understand his point. The only thing that helped me keep my own mouth shut was knowing that in 2 or 3 days, I would have an issue. And given the example of me listening to him, I could ask him to listen to me. And that happened. 2 or 3 days later, I was the one that got angry. And when I came to say, "Husband, this is my point," he fell into the usual pattern of what? Of interrupting me, refuting me, correcting me, telling me what really happened, denying how I had lived it. But this time, I had the precedent. I said, "Wait a minute. Remember what happened 2 or 3 days ago? I listened to you. Instead of talking at each other, let's not pretend, let's realize that that was your turn, now it's my turn. Now I'd ask you to make the effort to tell me what you hear in what I'm trying to say. So first listen, I'm going to try to be to the point." And I did. I made an effort, and of course, he didn't have as much practice as I did. It cost him more effort. But the advantage of this is when he said, "Oh, what you're saying is this," I was saying, no, you're not hearing me. Let me try to be more clear. Until finally, he actually began to hear what I was saying, thanks to having to put into his own words what was important to me, what was at stake for me. I really recommend that we make the effort of putting in our own words what we understand that the other is saying, asking the other to do the same when our point is so important that we really want to be heard, and 2, not talking at the same time. One day it's yours, another day is mine, so that there's equality, mutuality in the relationship, and the possibility of actually hearing each other and not falling into that I either have to cancel out myself because I hear you, or cancel you out to make my point, but we can establish a kind of dialogue where both people's points are taken into account in the search for discovering new ways of doing things.